My name is Bob Harvey. I'm the president and CEO of the Greater Houston Partnership. Our organization represents approximately 2,000 members, small and large businesses from throughout the area, about 1/5 of the region's workforce. The partnership believes that Houston is a remarkably welcoming city that truly embraces diversity and inclusion. In fact, this is one of our strongest selling points when we're recruiting businesses, professionals, and entrepreneurs to relocate to Houston. So in many ways, this ordinance is a confirmation of what we already know and love about this city. The Greater Houston Partnership supports the proposed Equal Rights Ordinance as released on April 21st, subject to resolving a limited number of issues and contingent on a final draft that meets the needs of all Houstonians. Houston continues to outshine other major metros in terms of job growth, diversity, and opportunity. Our business-friendly environment is a key part of the equation, but so is our spirit of community and inclusiveness that makes Houston such an attractive and welcoming city for all. We do not believe that Houston has a widespread issue with the discrimination, quite the opposite. But we support this ordinance because it reflects the values of openness and diversity and equality that we in the business community, and I believe all Houstonians, hold dear. I appreciate the Mayor Parker and the City Attorney Feldman for including the business community in the discussions that have led to this moment. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. We have quite a few council members who have something to say. Councilmember Laster.
Mr. Harvey, I just want to thank you and the Greater Houston Partnership for the very incredible role that you play in our economic progress in this area, the role that you play in making this a better city, and I want to thank you for also playing an integral role in the development of this ordinance. Thank you.
Thank you, Council.
Thank you. Councilmember Pennington.
Thank you, Mr. Harvey. As you know, I quoted from your letter of April 29 and appreciate the attention that your organization has given. It seems like to me that people fall in one or two camps, and I know there's some slight variances, but one is if there's any discrimination, then it's worthwhile, to pass an ordinance such as we're considering today. And the second one is only do it if it creates reasonable if there's a reasonable number or a fairly large number of discriminations because of the cost of regulation to society. So you're saying to me that the Greater Houston Partnership is in the first group then, that you feel like that discrimination or non-discrimination is a basic value that we can't tolerate at all? Is that what you're telling us today? Exactly. And that business is willing to bear the economic responsibility and the possibility of litigation that come from this?
Yes, we believe it is appropriate. It is a statement of our values. We don't believe it's widespread, but that doesn't change the fact that we as a community ought to make a statement of this nature.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Vice Mayor Pro Tem Davis.
Thank you. Thank you for coming today. In your letter, second page, bullet number 4, or bullet 4, it says this ordinance must uphold 50 years of civil rights and other related legislation and jurisprudence that defines discrimination as an intentional act. The final draft must be consistent in this regard. Could you care to elaborate on that?
Yes, I would. This is a criminal statute. This is not a civil matter, and therefore, as a criminal matter, it should bear the higher burden of intentionality. We don't think someone should be accused of something for an unintentional act. It should be intentional to fall under this ordinance. And we think that's an important distinction given the fact that this is a Class C misdemeanor, tribal and municipal court.
And how would you go about figuring out unintentional versus intentional?
I think the facts and circumstances of the situation will indicate whether the proprietor intended to discriminate or was it an inadvertent act. It will depend on the facts of the specific instance.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Bradford.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Harvey, thank you for coming. I'm really soliciting input from you and all the citizens who are here. I, too, as other council members, have received your letter, and I thought I heard you say the same thing in your testimony as in the letter. As an example, the letter indicates that the partnership supports the ordinance. Then it goes on to say, subject to resolving a limited number of issues that have been raised by the partnership. Then it goes on to say, support of the ordinance is contingent on a final draft that meet the needs of all Houstonians. I don't know, it sounds a little double-speak there.
Let me give you the simple answer.
What do you mean about resolving a number of issues? What are those issues and how have they been resolved?
I'll give you one example, Council Member. a single incident should only be one claim under the Act. We need clarification of what constitutes a single incident. The City Attorney Feldman talks about the fact that this process implies a trial by jury. We want things like that, which might be known to an attorney but are not explicit in the ordinance, to be made clear. We want the OIG to be able to refer claims of public accommodation to an appropriate state or federal authority if the OIG thinks it's appropriate in the particular instance, things of that nature. The final legal speak or double speak is that the partnership as a body reserves the right to review the final draft of the ordinance that comes before the council, and we expect to speak at that moment as to whether we believe that draft up for a vote conforms with the principles that we've established.
Fair enough. Thank you kindly. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Christie.
Mr. Harvey, that was my questions about the remaining reservations, and you say the word minor. But I appreciate what you introduced your minute and a half with. This is the most diverse city in the United States of America, and it's working. I mean, this is a compassionate, giving city, and if you go out of bounds, somebody will get after you, whether it's the media or lawyers or something. And it really works. I just hate to think that just because of a few instances we have to do a whole new ordinance or anything like that. But I appreciate that because Houston works.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Harvey, and thank you for all your cooperation in helping to craft the support of the Greater Houston Partnership.
Thank you, Madam Chair.